What's going on, fellow gamers? ChaosEclipse here. Today we are back on World of Warcraft, Wrath of the Lich King Classic. And there's a couple things I wanted to go over. So, first of all, we added in a new add-on because we did something else. So, where to start? Okay, as you can see, we got rid of our leatherworking. I decided to go with something else to make money faster. So we kept the skinning, but instead we ended up with mining, which gives you both of these skills here. So you can click on this to find materials, which they will show up on your little mini map here. And then we have smelting, which if you click on smelting, it'll let you smelt the ore that you actually mine. So as you can see, I've been doing it for a while. I'm already 51 of 75. The reason why I did that, like I was saying in the previous video, druids, or at least for druids, it is very expensive to level up your character. Just because you have those three main, I guess, different classes, not classes, but forms that you're going to end up running into, and you're going to have to buy spells for all of them, or attacks for all of them, basically. So what we did first, I'm not going to lie, I googled the last quest that we were talking about, which is this one, Curing the Sick. So I was right about it. I think it was called something else, the previous part of it, where we needed the 5 earth root. So what initially started me getting rid of leatherworking is I was like, you know what? I'm going to Google where to get the earth root from. We Googled it. There's nowhere in this area that you can get it from a vendor. So that kind of made me mad. I think the closest places we would have had to jump on a boat and go somewhere else, and it was just annoying. I didn't want to deal with that. So I got rid of the leatherworking because we still have the skinning, and I figure we can still make money with that because we're going to sell the leather that we're getting from it, and we can still make money that way. Just because you get those, I don't think I have anything on me right now. Yeah. So just because you get those ruined scraps and you turn those into light leather does not mean that when you're skinning you can't automatically get light leather. I think you guys have seen it, where instead of getting the ruined scraps every once in a while, I will get a light leather. Because our skinning is so high now, not that. Because our skinning is so high now, you can actually tell, or not tell, you can actually get light leather just from skinning straight on. It's not always the case, but it does happen every now and then. And I think here shortly we'll probably end up starting to get medium leather and medium scraps and stuff like that. I don't know if there's medium scraps. But anyway, you can get straight leather is my point by just doing skinning. So we can sell the leather to actual people that are leather working or people that need it for quests. Leather does sell pretty good. I looked in the auction house. So originally, instead of the mining, I went with herbalism. We ran around, we got our five earth root, and I thought about sticking with it for a while just because if you guys remember them selling the 5 earth root in there, or maybe it was a stack of 20. I think it was a stack of 20. That was 4 gold for just 1 stack. So I was like, man, that's tempting, because that right there, I mean, having a few gold right up front would definitely help us out. Right now we are level 18. So we're level 18 at the moment. So instead of doing that, I went ahead, I got my 5 earth root. I got some other things, and I put those in the auction house too, like peace bloom and stuff like that. Just other what is it, herbalism items, if that's how you want to say it. And we went ahead, we put those in the auction house. I started, because I didn't have leather working anymore, I started putting the leather in there as well. Then we went ahead and we got mining after I got the 5 earth root and we completed that quest. So I figure if this server, everyone is an advanced level, they probably have no one coming back to these areas to get the low level items, which is why that earth root costs so much. So I figure keeping the skinning, doing all the light leather right now, people that do need it, like if they're leveling up a new character and they're doing leather working, things like that, they're going to be buying it from the auction house. They have alts to go ahead and purchase those items. And what I mean by alts, if you don't know, that is an alternate character. That's all I'm referring to. So we went ahead, we went with skinning, we went with the mining here. So first things first, let's go over to the auction house, and I'm going to show you guys what I threw in there, or at least what's still in there, because as you guys can see up here, I have unread mail in our mail right now, and I'm assuming that some of our stuff already sold. And if so, that is going to be great because a lot of the stuff that I put in there, I undercut a lot of people, and I'll explain what I mean by undercutting. You probably do know what I mean by that. There's a hunter with their pet. 54. But if you know what I mean by undercutting, then you'll know what I did and everything. But we'll go in here, we'll take a look. So if you look at browse, that is where you can like sell stuff. So if I wanted to sell this, that's the only thing I would be able to sell. We would click on that, it'll go in there. What I did is I held shift and I left click on it. If we click on it, it's going to use it. So I hold shift, click on that, it'll go in there, and then you can hit search, and you can see that one by itself normally sells for 18. Now, it's not always sorted this way. Right now, it's just sorted by rarity, so these are all just whatever. Actually, I guess it is sorted by which one is. If you type in something like light leather, because I don't have any, so I'm actually typing it in. So as you can see in here, it's going to pull up anything with the words light leather in it. This is the light leather that we're selling. As you can see, one stack of 20 is selling for 2 gold and 50 silver. So if we get light leather and we get a stack, we can sell it for that. Now keep in mind, this is only them doing a bid price, not a buyout price. So the difference between those, a bid price is if a character, they don't want to spend the 3 gold and they're like, well, it might be worth the 2 gold and the 2 silver, so they can bid on it for the 2 gold and 2 silver. Or if they don't have a problem with paying the 3 gold, they can pay the 3 gold. If they pay the 3 gold, it'll automatically go into their inventory. Well, it goes to the mailbox, and then from there you'll pick it up, you'll buy it, whatever. But if they don't want to do that, they can bid on it for say 2 gold, 3 silver, and the 13 copper. If someone else wants to outbid them, and they're like, well, I don't want to pay the 3 gold either, but I'll pay 2 gold and 10 silver. And you do have to have a new minimum on there, which it'll tell you if it's already being bid on. It'll tell you what the new minimum is. So say someone else bids on it and they do 2 gold, 10 silver. When this auction here runs out, because it says time left, it says very long on this one. When the auction here runs out, whoever the highest bidder is, even if it's not the 3 gold, that's who gets it. Now, if someone comes out and these two guys are battling over this and the third person's like, I'm just going to buy it out. They pay the 3 gold, they buy it from both of them. So always if you do the buyout price, you get it immediately. If you're willing to wait, then you can do the bid price. Now, if you're looking for bid prices, I would pay attention to the time left. There is very long, and then I think short. Yeah, so if you scroll down more, you can see here one light leather is selling for 48 copper. Right now we're at 1 gold and 52, or I'm sorry, I meant 48 silver. Right now we're at 1 gold, 52 silver, and 88 copper. So that to us is kind of expensive because that is basically a third of what we already have. But at the same time, if we're skinning light leather and we're putting it in here, we're going to be getting that amount every time we sell one of those. So I did put some of those in here. Let's see if we can find one that's actually at short. So it looks like it's probably selling pretty good actually, because all of these are long and very long. Here's one that actually says medium, so that's between long and short. This is 10 light leather here. But anyway, if we come over to bids, if you're bidding on anything, it'll show you your bids in here. If someone's about to outbid you, if it's about to sell out and you're going to get it, it'll show in here. Auctions, this is the stuff that we have in here. So right now, because I can't turn these into light leather anymore, I can only do light leather. I put those in there for that at a very small price so that, if people buy those, they can turn them into the leather themselves if they're a leather worker. This we got from doing the mining. Rough stone isn't that expensive, but it'll still help. Light leather or light hide we got from doing the mining or from the skinning, and then this is what the extra stuff we were getting from the herbalism. So as you can see, there's nothing else in here. I put peace bloom in here. I put copper bars in here because I was smelting copper bars. Like I said, we're already at level 51 of 75, so I have done these, and you can see even this here, the smelt, the copper is already green. That starts off with that orangish color and then it goes down to yellow and then green. So we leveled it quite a bit. So I definitely had copper bars in here. That makes me very excited because 1 copper bar, check this out guys. 1 copper bar, obviously I didn't type in 1, but copper bar, it's basically selling for 1 gold a piece because there's 3 there and it's selling for 344. So that's what I mean by undercut people though. Obviously they're not right at one, like even this one here, if we scroll back up, that is 1 copper bar, it's at 114. I put mine in here for 1 for 1. So 1 copper bar sold for 1 gold for me. So, and I had quite a bit of copper bars that I threw in here. So I'm hoping that our auctions didn't expire, that they actually sold. Because when you come in here and you actually do put an item in here, so if we go to auctions and say we throw this in here, the way that that would work is this would be your bid price. This is how long you have it in there, 12 hours, 24 hours, or 48. I always do mine at 24 just because it's in the middle there, and usually it buys out quicker or it's not going to sell. But when you put a price in here, say you do 2 gold and then 4 gold here, obviously I'm not going to do that. Because of how crappy this item is, it's not going to make you make a deposit. But if you had a better item in here, it would have you do a deposit, and you'll put that in there. So basically every time you post in here, you're making a deposit of some sort. I think my biggest deposit was like 36 silver or something, but that was for the copper bars that we were doing. So I'm not really worried about that. And then with the mining, we now have to have a mining pick. So we have our mining pick and we have our skinning knife. So that is that. But let's go and check our mailbox. Actually, there's one right behind us, but we're going to go this way anyway because we're actually going to go to the bear walker guy. Because I think he has new druid talents for us to learn, because we have not came back here to learn any. While we're running over here, I'm going to pull this up real quick. I don't think we learned anything else in here. Maybe the Wrath 3. I don't know if you guys knew I had Wrath 3. All that's still the same. We learned Healing 3. Yeah, and I think the rest is the same as well. And then we will go to our talents. So what I did with the talents so far is I put 2 into this. I improved our Mark of the Wild. You guys knew about that, I think. I think you also knew about the 3 points here. Instead of going all the way to 5, I ended up maxing out this one. This one reduces the mana cost of all shapeshifting by 30. So it was 10% per point that I put in there. So there's 3 points in there. If we come over to Feral Combat, I did end up putting 1 point into this, only because I know what it's going to be used for, and eventually I want to use it. At the moment, the only thing it does is it reduces the, I'm sorry, it's, what is it? Increases the attack power reduction. So this skill here, Demoralizing Roar, where it says that it down on the bottom right, it says decreasing nearby enemies melee attack power by 42. I think that before was like 30 something, maybe 32, 36, somewhere around there. So that it increases the power of how much it is reducing their attack by. And then if we look at our balance, we didn't put anything in here. I don't know if I'm going to. I think there are things in here that I used to do, but looking back at them, there's a lot of these things that have changed, unless I just don't remember exactly what I used to use. But none of this is going to have anything to do with what I'm going to do. So I don't know if I'm ever going to put any points into balance. We'll find out though. But anyway, here's a mailbox. So as you can see, these auctions were successful. Light leather, 20. I sold that for 3 gold and 80 silver. So we're going to go ahead and get those. Those are all light leather. Here's more of the silver leaf that was in there. This is a stack of 20, not just the ones that I had in there. That one sold for 124. Stack of Peace Bloom sold for 143. More Peace Bloom. Copper bars. This is the one that excites me. Before we get to the copper bars, let's look at our Tiger's Eye. We had 2 Tiger's Eye. That sold for 37 silver. That's not bad. 13 copper bars, not even the stacks of 20, 13 copper bars. Look at that, 12 gold, guys. 12. That might not mean much to a lot of you people with higher ranks, but I mean, if you guys remember playing from level 1 and starting from scratch and only having this amount, that is going to be huge. Our copper bar at 20, or a stack of 20, sold for 19 gold, guys. This one here, probably the same, 19 gold. Now those sold for a little bit less than 20 just because the auction house does take their cut. So the 19 gold and 60 copper that we made, I had those in there at 20, so they took a basically, 40 copper out of that. So let's go ahead, we're going to go back here. We're going to right click on these. And as you can see, we started with 1 gold here, guys. Let's see what we end up with. But this is what I was talking about. You want something that is going to help out your your money, your income, just because as a druid it's going to be expensive buying all of your skills for all of your levels and everything. So we ended at 72 gold. That is more than enough to help us be on our way with all of our what's it called? All of our forms and everything. Also, I do think I could have swore that you didn't get it until like level 30 with the travel form, but I think we can actually buy it now. So you guys are actually going to see some different stuff today. There's also going to be a crap ton of spells in here. So this is probably all we're going to do. We're going to go over these. I'm going to show you guys the different forms that we are going to buy. And then I'll go over one other thing, and that'll probably be the end of this video. So first things first, because we're rich now, let's talk with... Oh no, these are both druid trainers. Okay, I was thinking that they were the first aid trainers, but they're not, and that's okay. So let's go ahead and talk with this druid trainer here.
Hello.
I seek training as a druid. Oh, and before I get into that, just real quick, not to keep you guys anticipating or, you know, waiting, whatever. If you want to unlearn these, the way to unlearn these, so when I had to unlearn the leatherworking, you'll have to come in here, which is the character tree, or the character thing, which you can hit C for. And then you'll come to skills, and then whatever it is you want to unlearn. Now keep in mind, this is mainly going to be for your professions. The rest of the stuff you don't have to unlearn almost ever. These two, you can only have 2 of those, so your professions, you can only have 2. Secondary skills, you can learn all of them. But the professions, if you click on it, and then you'll see it pops up down here, it tells you what it does. This button here is to unlearn the profession. Keep in mind, if you... Hold on. Sorry guys, I still got a bad cough. Keep in mind, if you unlearn this profession, whatever I learned up to now, so the 51 of 75, if I decide to relearn this later, it's going to start back at 0. It is not going to start back at the 51. So my leatherworking, if I ever go back to it, it's going to be at 0. But keep in mind also that if you unlearn this and you relearn another one, it does cost money to relearn a new skill. Usually it's just like a few copper, so it wasn't that big of a deal when I learned the herbalism. Then I switched to mining, and obviously we made up for it with the money that we made from the mining. So that is how you unlearn your professions, though. You'll just click on that. It'll say, are you sure you want to unlearn it? Blah, blah, blah. It'll be reset. You'll hit yes, and then it'll go away, and then you go and talk to whichever trainer you want to relearn it. But anyway, now we're going to click on him. Seek training as a druid. We have all of these skills that we can learn now. So, and it tells you in here what each one of them falls under. So these are all balance ones. If we come down here, these are all feral ones, which there's actually 2 new forms in here. We have this one, which is the aquatic form, and we have our travel form. So those are going to be 2 new forms for us. And then we have 2 restoration things here. So, you guys already know what Moonfire is. That one's just going to be a stronger thing of the Moonfire we have. So we're going to train in that. And keep in mind, guys, look at that. These are all 17, 17, 17. I mean, the majority of them look like they're 17. Or at least close to 17. But there's no way we would have been able to do that with 1 gold and 50 silver. So it's definitely going to take a toll on us learning all of this stuff. What was I looking for? This.
Farewell.
Oh, can I not have them both up at the same time? I can. I just had to do that one first. No, I can't. Okay. So, Entangle Roots, you guys know what that one is. Fairy Fire, this is going to be a new one. So, it decreases the armor of the target by 5% for 5 minutes. While affected, the target cannot stealth or turn invisible. So, this is something you want to throw on a rogue immediately. If you guys are fighting a rogue, if you're doing PvP and you're fighting a rogue, use this. It'll stop them from going invisible. I don't know if they do, but some what's it called? Some classes have things where they can take this off, because I think it counts as a curse. I might be wrong about that, but I do think they can take it off, so be careful with that. Alright, that one, we have Hibernate. Forces the enemy target to sleep for up to 20 seconds. Any damage will awaken the target. Only 1 target can be forced to hibernate at a time. Only works on beasts and dragonkin. That last part is important. Beasts and dragonkin. So you cannot do it on any actual players, but if you're fighting like a hunter, you can do it on their pet. If you're going to pull a mob of a few dragonkin or a few beasts at one time and you just want to kind of crowd control them, you can do that. 20 seconds is a really long time. You can probably kill off some of the other ones and he'll still be sleeping. You can heal up and then kill him. So definitely something to keep an eye on as well. Nature's Grasp, you guys already know that one. That's the one that's down here. That's just a higher level of it. Your aquatic form. So, aquatic form. Shapeshift into aquatic form, increasing swim speed by 50% and allowing the druid to breathe underwater. Also protects the caster from polymorph effects. The act of shapeshifting frees the caster of polymorph and movement impairing effects. That last part there, the act of shapeshifting frees the caster, blah blah. That you're going to see on almost every form we have. So if you ever get polymorphed or you have an impairing effect on you, more than likely you can shift into one of your forms. It'll come off and then you just shift back, or you can stay in that form. So we're going to learn that one. This is a new bear attack. So we have swipe nearby enemies, inflicting 9 damage. Damage increased by attacking power. Now I think this one hits up to 3 characters at a time, if I'm not mistaken. But there is basically like a number that it hits. I don't remember exactly. So we're gonna learn that one. Travel form. This is our travel form. So this one basically shapeshift into a travel form, increasing movement speed for 40%. If I'm not mistaken, that is the same as having your very first mount. Maybe the first mount is 60 though, so maybe it's a little bit slower, but that's still way faster than when been going. So we're gonna be able to get around a lot easier. I'm gonna be able to level a lot quicker, and it's just gonna be a lot better. I'm not gonna read that last sentence because that's the same thing, but this also protects from polymorphs and only usable outdoors. So if you're inside a place, you can't use a travel form. We're gonna learn that one, and there's our travel form there that popped up. Fairy Fire, this is the one we already read. The only difference with this one is it says feral, so you can actually use this while you're in your bear form. So as you can see there, it says requires cat form, bear form, and dire bear form. Cat form is the other form that we have not gotten yet. I think we'll get that at like 20 or 25, somewhere around there. Bear form we already have. Dire bear form is literally just bear form. The only difference is I think it gives you a huger boost of armor and everything. Instead of that, I think you get that one at, I don't know, like 40 or 60 or something like that. I honestly don't remember, but obviously we'll go over it when we get it. So we're going to train that. Maul, we already have that one. You guys know what that is. That's just the attack we've been using. So we're going to learn that. And then you guys already know rejuvenation, and you guys already know regrowth. But we're going to learn both of those as well. So as you can see, we went from whatever gold we had, I think it was like 75, all the way down to 70. So that cost us almost 5 gold, guys. So that's why you want to, as a druid, that's why you want to have stuff that's going to be getting you money. But now, what we can do real quick is we can actually go back up here. And what we're going to do, let's see, where did it start? The Moonfire is where it started. So what we're going to do just real quick, guys, is we're actually going to come in here and we're going to equip all of our new items that we just got. So Moonfire rank 3, switch that out, make sure it's switched. We have Entangling Roots rank 2, which is this one. Switch that one out, scroll over it, make sure it's switched. We have Fairy Fire, this is our new one, which is, there it is. Put that over here, which actually, I used to actually keep it on the end over here. Wonder if that's going to throw me off, because I noticed one of the things I used to do too is I used to have the Thorns and the Mark of the Wild on 1 and 2, just because I rebuffed so much, so while I'm running around I can literally just hit 1 and 2 instead of needing to actually click on it. So that's been throwing me off a little bit too, but we'll leave it like that for now. Next playthrough you guys are probably going to see that it's all switched around, but I mean at least you guys know that we have it equipped. Hibernate, rank 1, so we're going to throw that one in there. Nature's Grasp, we're going to switch that one out with the other one. Make sure it actually switched. Rank 2, yep. And then come down here. Travel form that automatically equips. That's, or sorry, aquatic form. That's right here. Bear, rank 1 swipe. So we're going to come down here. We're going to click on Feral Combat. This is our swipe. We're going to place that one there. This is our one that stuns. So I usually like to stun, and then these are my 2 attacks. Obviously, I'm not just using these two attacks. There are going to be other ones, but these are two that we have at the moment. And then we have our travel form, which is already equipped. We have our fairy fire in here, so we're going to throw that over here. And this is the feral one. Keep that in mind, because it'll let you put this one down here even in bear form. But while you're in bear form, it won't let you actually use it because it's not the feral one. So make sure that you guys have the right one equipped. Then we have Maul rank 2, so we're going to come back in here. Maul. As you can see in our forms, it doesn't even have Maul rank 1 anymore, so this may have already switched out. It did. So Maul rank 2 is already in there, but you still want to double check it. Then we have these here. So we have our rejuvenation, which is this one, rank 3. There we go. And then we have our regrowth, rank 2. There we go. And I think that is it. Scroll down a little more. Yep, that's it. So this is how fast we run in this form. This is our bear form, which runs the same speed as normal. And then our travel form, which is a cheetah, is much faster, guys. It's not like amazing or anything, but it's definitely a lot quicker to get around in this form. So a lot of times, that is why you want to have like the nature's focus, I think it was called, in your talent tree, because if you are fighting something and you just want to get to the next spot, you know, you can switch over to this form, and then going straight, like say there's a mob up here, by the time I get up there, I can just switch over to the bear, start attacking. Once I'm done with that, go back to the travel form, and just keep moving. It's just a lot faster to get around and everything, so it will definitely help us with our leveling process and everything. Now let's check out the aquatic form. This one looks a bit silly, I've always thought, but oh, so you can't use this in the water, like it doesn't work. I mean, it works, like obviously we're still in it, but to go faster it's not going to work. That's what the aquatic form is for. As you can see right now, we are taking breathing. If we switch over to the aquatic form, we are this. So I think it's supposed to be a seal, but it looks like an evil seal, because check out his face, guys. It just looks weird. Yep, stop doing your thing. It looks weird. Looks more like a saber tooth seal. I'm not sure what the hell that's supposed to be. Underwater bat. I don't know. But anyway, as you can see, our breathe meter went away, and our swimming is much faster. So let's go to the top here. We're not going to jump out though, because if you jump out, it will automatically what's it called? It will automatically come out of the form, because you can only use this in the water. So as you can see, this here is our normal swim speed. It's a bit slow, and then using this one, you can see that it picks up speed just a tad bit. And then you can also breathe underwater with this, so it definitely helps. It's not something you guys have to have. You never have to buy this form or anything. If you don't plan on doing anything in the water, you probably never have to buy it. But I will say there are certain things that it gives you advantages to. So at least keep that in mind. And then, like I said, once you come out of the water, it automatically changes. So if let's show you real quick. If we have it on, without clicking it again, if I just jump out of the water, it comes off. So just something to keep in mind, guys. And then the last thing I wanted to go over real quick before I end the video is the new what's it called, the new add-on that I downloaded. So because we switched over to mining, I added in something called Gather Mate 2. There is one for retail, which is the one with Dragonflight, the World of Warcraft with Dragonflight, and then there's one for Classic. So we downloaded the Classic one because we're playing on Classic. What it does is when you click Find Materials in your mining, on here on the mini map, it'll show like a little gold icon or something showing you, hey, there's a mining node there. What this does, the Gather Mate 2, is it won't help you find the spots, but once you find them, it'll actually keep them marked on the map. So if we come back here, we take a look at this place. When I was doing the herbalism, I was finding a whole bunch of stuff over here and all that. It marked all of them, but because we don't have herbalism anymore, it did not stay marked. Now this did though. Chests, it looks like stay marked, so that is cool. So it'll have a little icon there of a chest. And then if you guys want to go further into it, you can see here, this is where I've been getting all my copper. So there's copper veins here. They're showing up as red just because the game's not sure if they're there at the moment, but this is where I've gotten all my copper from. There's also a couple of tin veins here. I was not able to get those yet. I think I can't get those until 65. But this is where I've been getting all of my my copper from. And then, like I said, I went and smelted it. Yesterday, I actually ran into, I wish I was recording. I actually ran into, when I was getting these nodes, there is a undead Death Knight in the area. So he's from the other faction. If I attack him, he can definitely attack me. But this area is still safe for Alliance. As long as I don't attack him, he's not going to attack me. Moving down to the next area, that's a different story. But in this area here, at the moment, I'm safe. I don't have to worry about that. Um, I think. I could be wrong about that. I'm pretty sure this is a safe zone. I don't know. Either way, he didn't attack me. I'm sure he saw my level and he's like, ah, that dude's a bitch. So he probably just left me alone. But he was a Death Knight. His level was a question mark. Now, say with Death Knights, like I said in the very first video, when we were going over the classes and everything, Death Knights you cannot even have until you have at least a level 60 character, and they start off at 55. So he's at least 55. So obviously I didn't want to attack him. I didn't want to provoke him or anything. He looked right at me. We ran up to the same node at the same time. He started getting it before me. I was not going to argue with the guy. I was like, all right, man, it's on you. And I just ran off. So as you can see, I have done quite a bit of quests in this area. Some of these icons switched up. There used to be bags all over here. A lot of the bags are gone. Some of them are still here, but it's not the same bags that we had before. Before we were looking for, I think it was Strider meat. Now we're looking for Moonstalker fangs. And then a lot of these things also turned into swords instead of the other thing that it was, which was the bags. We have not still finished the other quest. This one here. This is the one that I was originally talking about, where this is the one we needed the earth root for. We turned in the earth root. She gave us a salve, and then, like I said, we did have to cure this sickly deer. We did 10 of 10 of them. We just need to turn in this quest. And it looks like this is what we get from it. I could have swore that is how you get one of the poisons, but it doesn't look like that is how it's going to give it to us. So maybe it's different now. I'm not sure. Maybe I just don't even remember it right. It's definitely a possibility. But that's going to be it for this one. Like I said, that new mod that we have, that is called GatherMate 2. Make sure that if you're downloading that and you're playing the same way I am, you are looking for the classic version of it. Just Google it. You can go to, I think it's called Curse Gaming. Just Google Curse Gaming and like WoW add-ons or WoW Classic add-ons, and you'll eventually find it, guys. It's not hard to figure it out. So keep in mind, if you look down here right now, there is a player looking for leather worker. So he says looking for leather working. So basically what he's doing is he's trying to buy something in leather working, and he's looking for a leather worker to make him some items. So that's something we'll probably end up doing later, because I don't think we're going to get back to leather working. I think with this, what I ended up doing is I stuck with something like what I have now. I think it might have been actually the exact same thing. I stuck with mining and stuck with skinning up until we got a little further into the game. I think around like 60 I switched the skinning over to jewel crafting, because the mining can go with jewel crafting. You get jewels and everything like that, and you can craft jewels. The jewels actually sell for quite a bit. Now originally, I'm not gonna lie, I could have swore that jewel crafting didn't come out till like Mists of Pandaria, which is like 2 more things away, because you have Cataclysm, then you have Mists of Pandaria. But maybe it did come out with Wrath of the Lich King. I just wasn't that far into the game yet. I honestly don't remember. But anyway, that's going to be it for this one, guys. Thanks for joining me. Hopefully you guys got something entertaining about this. You guys saw how I made all of my money just real quick. I am going to go back and I'm going to do a lot more grinding with the mining. So hopefully we can get a lot more from that. Obviously people on the server have money and they're in need of copper right now. So the fact that I'm leveling in this area and there's nothing but copper around me, we're probably going to stick with that for a while. There is one other thing. Let's go, before I end it real quick, let's go take a look at our cooking and our first aid, see if we can level those up. And then I think I'm pretty sure there's actually mining somewhere in this area. So with how our mining is, we might be able to smelt something higher. We can at least take a look and see if we can. So let's come over here and we're going to check the first aid real quick. Well, actually, I guess this one's cooking. First aid's over there. Let's check the first aid. And he's automatically going to come out of the form. Yeah, once you're considered inside a house, that's when you come out of the form.
What brings you here?
Training. Okay, nothing
May
for
the
cooking.
stars guide you.
And this is what I love about Druids, man. It's very fluid.
What brings you
First
here?
aid, nothing
May the
there.
stars guide you.
Now we need to find mining real quick. And I just want to keep you guys on just real quick to see if we can find anything, because if we can find something with mining, then you guys can at least see what I am upgrading.
Ishnu Allah,
You're not the
farewell.
guard. What is that? Oh, that's for a dungeon. That's why I didn't pick that up. So there's guards up here. I don't know if there is mining in Darnassus. I think the first one that we run into
What
is in that
brings
other
you
area,
here?
so profession trainer. No mining. Yeah. Okay. Alright, well,
Farewell.
we'll just go ahead and call it here then. This isn't going to be considered inside because it's not an actual house. It's just like a bridge type thing, like just going in and out of, so that's why you're still staying in the forum. But other than that, guys, hopefully you guys got something out of this. You guys learned a bit more. You guys learned about the new travel form, or at least my new travel form. Now, later on, I think you can transmog, like you can look different. I think you can turn it to like a stag, like a big deer, things like that. So basically a buck. But there is different things that you can actually look like and stuff. I do think that that also may have been later in the game. Some of those items are purchasable instead of you actually being able to learn them. I don't remember which is which, but I am going to actually go back over. We're going to keep questing, and I guess we'll go from there. So hopefully, like I said, you guys learned something from this. Don't forget to hit the like button if you guys are watching the video and you actually liked what you saw. I definitely appreciate it. You guys have been amazing so far. If you're not subscribed, consider doing so. It is very free for you guys to do it. Oh look, someone's buying our stuff right now. A buyer has been found for your rough stone. So let's run back real quick. Is there a mailbox out here? There's not. I don't remember what I had the rough stone in there for. I think it was very cheap. But yeah, don't forget to hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, consider doing so. I can definitely, use the subscribers. It definitely helps. It is free for you to do so, so it's not like it's going to cost you guys anything. It's actually going to be very, very easy for you. And then hit the notification bell icon. It'll let you guys know when I'm posting new videos and everything. And then there's one other thing, just real quick, I forgot to mention. Oh, it's going to take a while to pick our mailbox, isn't it? It is. Either that or they're just bidding on it. So one of the things that I was talking about, so with the copper, how I said I put it in there for 20, if you took a look at the copper, I think we did, one bar was selling for like 1 gold and 3 silver. What I meant by undercutting is I was doing it for flat out 1 gold. So basically I'm undercutting the person who was selling for the cheapest price. That's what I was talking about with undercutting. And then there's actually a trick to that even. When you first put stuff in the auction house here, right here, when you first click on the auction house, look at that. When you first click on the auction house, so as you can see, their cheapest one is 1 gold and 14 silver. So even if I'm putting stacks of 20 in here, you're going to want to undercut even that price, because if they can buy 20 of these, they're not going to look at your stack. So if you do a stack, do it for whatever's under here. I could have even done 1 gold and 13 silver, but I wanted to make it pleasing to the eye. So I still did all 20 for 20 gold. And then the other thing that that I wanted to talk about right now, the way that this works. So it looks like, yeah, let's see if they did it here. So they didn't do it here. So this guy is selling it for 124 for the buyout. This guy's selling it for 124.98. If this guy right here was selling it also for 124.98, but he put the bid price lower on this ranking here, like where it pulls up for it, this guy's would still come out in front of this guy's. Even if he had his buyout higher, like if he did his at 2 gold for his buyout, but he put the bid price lower than this guy's, his would appear on the list first. So keep that in mind, because if you are if you're just trying to sell your stuff and you want to make sure that yours is the first one that pops up on the list, make sure that your bid price is lower than the other person. If you wanted to, I could have came in here and I could have put my buyout for my 20 stacks of copper. I could have put it for the buyout for 20 gold, and I could have put the bid price for 1 gold. I would have still popped up way above these guys even. So keep that in mind. Now, That is kind of iffy with the 20 stack though, the way I just said it, because if you're clicking over here and you're sorting, that's what that little down arrow means. It's still going to show the 1 copper before it actually shows like higher stacks or anything like that. As you can see, these are organized, so it goes from 1 to 2 to 3, you know, and so on. But if people click on this and that's how they sort it, which normally that's what people do, then yours, even with the stack of 20, will pop up first. So let's see if any of these are mixed. It does not look like they are. So nobody's even really doing that on this here. Okay, here's a couple people. So, no, I thought it was the other way around. I think I was just scrolling too fast. I thought I thought this was 17, like I saw 1 and a 7. There's the 17, where'd it go? There it is. I thought the 17 was above the 12 and the 14. That would just mean that their bid price would have been lower than the actual buyout price, even at 17, which would, if they would have put this under the 13 for the bid here, it would pop up even in front of the 14. Now, obviously, someone's going to be like, I don't need 17, I only need 14, you know. But that's someone actually going through and reading every single bid that's in here. But if you guys want yours to pop up front, make sure you guys are putting that bid at a lower price. That's going to be it, though. I have taken enough of you guys' time. Thanks for joining me. I definitely appreciate each and every one of you. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next video.